Hi there, welcome to my local woods. Just out for a hike. Going to have some coffee, and well, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I like to sit down by the campfire and you know, talk about stuff. And today I want to talk about how I escaped. And I think this is something that a lot of people can relate to. I had the habit of escaping. Ever since I was a small child, I escaped. And by that, I don't mean that I ran away or anything like that. But I had a need to get away and get into nature and get away from all the people and all the social norms. So whenever I had the chance to do that, I would do so. It was very important, and it's still very important. If anything, it's much more important now, actually. Now that I am an adult, I have a need to get away from the civilized world and just be in nature. I remember how it was a burden all through my childhood and my teenage years as well, that you were expected to behave in a certain way and have certain specific interests and all of that. And it's not right, you know. And then when you become an adult, it just continues, and you're expected to stay within your box, you know. You need to get your education, which is, you know, often good advice. But then you're expected to get a job. Of course, we need a job to get money and so on. But all of the time while staying within that box you were assigned to stay in by society. And I think it makes people very unhappy. Not everyone. Some people, they like that, you know, it's predictable. Or at least they think it's predictable. But many people get unhappy and depressed because they can pretty much draw a straight line from where they are now to their grave. And when you think about it, it's crazy. Why do people accept that? Now, if you live a life where you spend a lot of time in nature, you will get other perspectives. And as I said, I have, and I always had, the habit of escaping. I get some comments sometimes where people, they say that, oh, I think you live in a house, so you don't live off-grid under that piece of log there, so you're fake. I never said that I live off-grid in the forest. I live in the forest in a house, yes, but I don't live off-grid under, you know, in some kind of lean-to shelter in the forest. What I'm trying to say is that I spend a lot of time out here. I like that. It adds value to my life. And it adds perspective to everything. We need to be in nature. And I know a lot of you guys who are watching, you are telling me that because you live in a big city, it's difficult to get out into nature. And I get that. I understand. It was always easy for me as a Norwegian to get out into nature, because in Norway you're never more than like 15 minutes from the forest. I also think that if you stay in society or in civilization or in the system all of the time, you never get away from the noise. And by that I mean that there is noise all of the time when you're outside of nature. Noise. Noise from traffic, noise from TV, social media, noise from other people, emails, appointments, schedules, noise. And it's important to get away from that. I would say as much as you can. When you get away from the noise, you get to a place of peace, stillness, and I would say happiness. Happiness doesn't need to be chased. It's just there, you know? It's just there. And there's an old Norwegian song. I can't remember the exact words now, but it goes along the lines of happiness is waiting for you around the next bend, bend in the path or the road. It's just there. And yeah, I think it's true. So maybe I was lucky because I discovered the joy of being in the woods at a very early age, and I have the scars to prove it. I'm standing by a field, and sometimes if you just sit very still by fields like this, the roe deers will appear, usually 2 or 3, and they will see you, but they will not be afraid. And I think that they can tell that you're not a threat to them, that you're just there in nature like they are. The fox is a little bit different. It's both very curious and shy. I like the fox. Yeah. The badger is out during the dark hours, and it's not afraid of anything. I like the badger too. I like all the animals except the tick. I think that when you spend a lot of time in nature, you become good at observing. And when you observe people in society today, you can easily tell that there's a group dynamic there. And very often people will get into a frenzy. They will get upset and they will post on social media. And they will be very emotional. And they will feed onto each other's very often negative emotion about something. And a little thing becomes a big thing that way, you know. We're just still, you know, primitive in a way. I guess we're primitive, but we have advanced tools now. And because of that and many other reasons, it is important to get away from all of that, to get out and into nature. Because nature doesn't care about any of that. Nature doesn't care about any social media drama. And when you're in nature, you get the right perspectives on things, and you start thinking, you know, why was I upset about that post on Facebook? Why did I even care? You know? And you start thinking about and feeling what's around you. And if you're spending the night, you start thinking about, shelter, water, building a campfire. And all of those things are positive things. All of those things are happy things, Skål. Thanks for watching. Thanks for spending this time with me out there in my local woods. Consider subscribing to this channel. It will help the channel tremendously if you do that. And leave a comment. That would also be great. And you can check out one of the other videos that should pop up here on the end screen. Okay, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.